Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So today I'm going to teach you, I want to show you how to use a cool CSS framework called Unsemantic. Okay, it's really nice. It's old actually, but it's old, but when I started learning front end, right, I was using Unsemantics and it was really cool to use. So I want to show you how to use it because I still use it sometimes when I'm doing some personal projects. If there's some projects I want to just get my hands on, I want to know about everything, you know. So I use Unsemantics for it. It's really cool. It helps you to style your layouts for your projects. And it uses the CSS box model. Okay, the cascading style sheets box model. Don't mind the way I'm sounding. Okay, so I want to show you. So this is the site, obviously, where you get Unsemantics from, right? And why do you not download it from that time again, Seth? Okay, you can download it from here, right? This is your master file. Should I download it? Because I already have it. I'm thinking. Hold on, let me think if I should download it. Okay, so I decided to look for the file that I already downloaded, so I don't have to download it. Okay, so this is it. It comes as a zip file, right? So you definitely unzip it and then you open it, and then you want to use this one right here. What's the name of it again? Oh, sorry. Going to assets. Style sheet. You want to use the one that has responsive grid with tablets. Yep, this is one you want to use. So you copy this and then you attach it to your file. All right, so let's quickly just move on to the codes. And yeah, so this is my style sheet. I already have my Unsemantics here, and I've linked it here as well. You notice that I have resets as well. So I'm going to show you why I have reset. You can get your reset.css here. You can get it here. So this is why I basically use my reset. I'm going to show you in the course of showing you how to use it. Framework. Okay, good stuff. So now there's some key key classes that you use for the framework. Obviously it uses grid, right? So you have from grid to 100, right? The highest is 100. So you have grid 20, you have grid 5, grid 10, grid 15, up to like 100, I think. If you're not sure, you can always check the, yes, you have grid 5, grid. Yeah, so let's just search mobile. This is for the mobile grid. So you see you have mobile grid 5, you have 10, you have 15, you have 20. Also has for desktop and all that. Okay, this is for desktop as well. Oh, there are a lot of them. So you have grade 10, grade 15, grade 20, grade 30. So you just see them here. So this is how you style your use it in styling. So without further ado, let me don't need all this right now. Without further ado, let me go into it and just show you something. Okay, so I'm going to say say container that last time. So I'm going to say container. Yeah, sorry. Yep. I'm going to say container and then just leave it this way. And let me show you something. I'll move this, moving my reset. Okay, so let's see something. I think yeah. Okay. So let's see something now. Yeah, it's not sure. Okay. So you notice now, look at the edge of my screen where you can see the mouse. You notice that there's a space there, right? That's because the browser, depending on the browser you're using, but usually browsers, the modern browsers have their own built-in styling. Okay, So depending on what you are doing, you might not really need that. Like me, I usually if I'm working on a project, I don't really need all these their stylings. I just want to know that what I'm doing is what is showing. Okay, so that's why I use reset. Because what reset does now, it resets your browser styling. Okay, or basically it removes it. All right, so you get it from here. So let's go back to the code now. Let me put this thing back. What is it? Index. So I've uncommented it, and sorry. You notice that now that edge is gone because it has gone back to the default of what I am using. Okay, so I don't think we need this one anymore. All right, now, so now to use the class and see how it works. Remember I said it uses the box model. How many minutes? 6 minutes. Okay, I'm trying to make this video short. So remember I'm saying it uses the box model. Okay, so let's see if we can have oh, we can't have 3 boxes. So it's not working. Well, okay, well worked. Let's see if we can have 3 of these, and I'm going to use it to show you something right now. Okay, so box 2, this is box 3. Okay, so now I have 3 divs, right, with classes box 1, box 2, box 3, right? Have I open them? No, let me do that. I already went ahead to give them classes to make it quick for what I want to do. All right, so now you can see that these boxes are everywhere. Where's the third one? Third one not showing. Blue. What other color is there? Should I say yellow? Sorry. Um, Purple. So I'm gonna say purple, and let's see box 3. Is it here? Okay, I didn't write it well. All right, so now you see that we have 3 boxes, right? But it's not responsive right now because we haven't used Unsemantics to do that. All right, so going now, you notice if you use frameworks like Bootstrap, right, you can use something like a container, right? But we're not using Bootstrap. So but what Unsemantic has is grid container. So you can say grid container, and just like that, see what it does. Can you see it? So it already centers my layout for me. It puts it in the middle, so I don't need to do something like MX Auto when you're using Tailwind or something like that, right? So it already centers it. But now we want all of them to be in the middle. Okay. Now this is how you can do that with what's it called now? With Unsemantics. How am I forgetting names? With Unsemantics. So this is how you can do that now. Remember I said it uses grids, right? And then the grid goes up from 5 to 100. You can see I have what they call it, helpers now or something. Shortcuts that just shows me what is there. I downloaded that. So I want to say I want to partition this. I want the three boxes or these long triangles on the background here. I want them to be on the same line, right? So this is how I can easily do that. I can now come ahead and come here and now say, okay, I want to fit 3 into 100, right? What's the closest I can do? Well, I have 30 here, which will make it 90, right? So let's try 30. So I'm going to do 30 with 30 just in all the places. All right, so let's see that now. You see, automatically it has styled it. This is this space right here now on the ending. This is your last 10 that is here, right? You see it has styled it already. It has shifted it for us already. Okay, now this space, now what do we do with it? This is one of that class available to us is your prefix and suffix. Now these are, let me just show you prefix me get the first one. So first one. I want to see if there's a documentation for prefix. I've been using it for a long time, so I don't know whether they actually have a standard documentation for the prefix. I guess you have to check the website anyways. But basically what the prefix does is that it adds a space before your class or before your box. It has a space for you, and then if you use suffix right here, if you use suffix, what suffix does that you can see it's margin, right? So it adds a space after your class or after your box or your div, depending on the one you want to go with. Okay, so let me show you now how we can use that in styling this right now. Okay, so sorry, don't need this. So here now we can now say I can say suffix and then use suffix of 5 and then use another suffix here of 5 as well, right? So it's going to add a space after the box. Now this last one I don't really need a space after it because there's nothing after it, so I can leave it like that. So it's fine. So you see automatically it has centered it for, so this is what you usually do, let's say justify between or something like that, right? So now you have it centered. Okay, now another thing you need to know is you notice that now there's a space here. It automatically gives it a padding, or should I say a margin, actually automatically gives a margin around it, right? That's because we are using grid container here. So anything you have inside that grid would automatically have a margin around the border. But if you want to remove that border or that space, what we can do is say what's it called now? We can say grid parent, right? We can say grid parent, and grid parent would actually remove that space. Now watch this now. You see now that space has gone off. I hope you can see that space now has gone off, and now it's aligned flush with the edges. Okay, so that's one way of doing that, but we're not going to use we're not going to use that right now. Okay, and then we'll just leave it as this. Okay, so have that space there. Okay, now the big thing now is how do we make it what's it called? Why am I forgetting things? I don't know. Well, how do we make it responsive, right? I think that's a big question. Like, is it responsive? Can it help my workflow? Because that's the big thing. I don't want to spend much time doing this. I have to check for responsiveness and all that. No, you can. One way of doing that is that you can set your responsiveness to mobile, or you can set it to tablets. Now, if you see here, you have responsiveness for responsive class actually for mobile grid, and then you also have for, sorry, this is tablet. You also have for mobile. Let me show you. You also have for mobile. See mobiles at the bottom here, right? So you also have for them. Okay, so now let's style this. Let's make it responsive with one is on a mobile view or a tablet view. Let me show you how it is now. So currently this is how it is now. This is your tablet, I mean your desktop view, so it's fine. But if I move it, you see it has broken, right? I don't want it to break. I want it to still be like this when it's in a tablet view. This is tablet now. Or when it's in a mobile view, I want it to still be like that, right? So how do we do that? Because we don't want our work to scatter, right? So one way of doing that is using the class. So it's still the same 0 to 100, right, that we are using for our grid. That's the same principle we're going to follow for mobile and also tablets. Okay, so now let's do that. Now we're going to say tablet grid, and then let's give it let's just start it again. We're going to give it tablet grid 30, and then let's just go ahead to give it a mobile grid of 30 as well. And then let's see. Now notice now we're not adding suffix to it, we're not giving it that space. So when we change it to a mobile view or tablet view, that space is no longer going to be there. Okay. All right. So let's see now. You see now it has gone into a tablet view and it's joined together because we have not included that space. And it goes to mobile view and it is still joined together. So you see how cool Unsemantic is, and it just gives you full access. You know what you're doing, you know how the styling is going to be. It's really easy. It's kind of like driving a manual car, right? For those of you that drive, kind of like driving a manual car. You control, you can feel the car underneath you, other than when you're driving an automatic. Just So okay, so let's add that spacing now. Let's add that spacing in between. So we're going to add them. Where do we add them now? Let's add them here. Yeah. So say tablet. Sorry, what am I typing? Say tablet. Okay, now I'll copy this. Say tablet suffix 5, and now we can also still say mobile suffix as well. Mobile suffix 5, and then let's see it now. Okay. So you see, it still maintains that space. You can see it. Even when you go down to mobile view, it's still maintaining that space. So you see how cool and easy Unsemantic is for your responsive designs and whatever designs you want to do. Okay, now let me show you one last thing before we call this a session. Unsemantic has another class that is called actually two classes that is called push and pull. You can actually use both of these, push and pull. So you can actually use this for your mobile. Yeah, you can see that it has a mobile this thing. You can actually use it for your normal desktop, you can use it for your mobile, you can use it on your tablet. Now what it does now is when we say push, for instance, now I'm sure you can see this I don't know, this ground circle thing, right? So when you say push, right, and then you give it a number like push 5 or push 10, right, on a particular div, what it does is that it pushes it, as the name implies, it pushes it forward or pushes it to the right by that amount of number you give it. If you say pull, it pulls it backwards by that same amount of number you're giving it. So let's show you an example for this. What's it called now? Give you an example for this green div here, and let's see what happens right now. Okay, so next. Okay, so this is the green div now. I'm going to say push 5, and let's see what happens. You see that it has pushed it by 5 forward. Also, if I come back now and say, okay, don't push it, just pull it back by 5. What happened? Did I know? I don't type that well. Let's see. Let's pull 5 now. Why is it not pulling? What's going on? Okay, see it. So you see it has pushed back by 5. So this is a really cool way for you to style style your your projects. Now okay, one other thing. Now what if you don't want to, okay, you want it to show in one way. Let's say, okay, I want this thing, oh, let it show in desktop, but you see when we switch to mobile, when we switch to tablet, I don't want it to show, right? So how do we do that? Unsemantic has that as well. Now you can say, if I just go here and say hide, you can see it hide on mobile, and also you see hide on desktop, hide on tablet, right? So let's try this. Let's just do this right now, and let's hide it. So this green now, I want to hide it on what do I do now? Okay, Okay, let me see. I want to hide something. I want to hide this. So I'm just going to say here now, I'm going to create another box, right? I'm going to give this, this gives 100. Create 100. Yeah, just do that. But I'm going to hide it on tablet view, right? Let's hide it on tablet view and see what we get. So I hide it on tablet view, and then a mobile view, I want to set it to 100. Okay, so let's see how this works, right? So you can see the box that we just did. I think we should change the color, don't you think so? So it may be more obvious. Let's say box 4. And here, you just have to copy and paste. And say box 4. What color should we give it now? Running out of colors. Salmon. Okay. Let's give it salmon. I just typed something. So let's give it salmon and see. Alright. Okay. I think it's too mine, so just make it. Why is it not working? Why is it not working? Then I'll type this one. Imagine top 50 pixels, but not working. Why you not working? But for some reason, my margin top is not working right now. Okay. Well, anyways, we'll get back to that. That's not what we're focusing on right now. Okay, so this is the other border now. We said we want to make this hide when it's in what's it called? When it's in mobile tablet view. Okay, so switching. You see that's hidden now. It's in tablet view and it's no longer showing, right? But we want it to also show when it's in mobile view. So you see now it's back. So you see how cool Unsemantic is when you're working. It just gives you full control of what you're doing. All you just have to do is just specify your layout and that's all, and do your CSS. Okay, so that's that. I hope, well, okay, so this right here, this last box I did not want to move. It was just a case of finding the right um, margin top specification. Okay, so if I refresh, you see now it works, and this works as well as it should. So I hope you found this video helpful. Now the one reason why I'm showing you this is because my upcoming videos are going to be about front end. Okay, I'm going to be designing really nice front end sites for you to look at and see how I do it, and I'm going to be using Unsemantics. Okay, sometimes I might use Tailwind, sometimes I might use Bootstrap, but either way I think my focus is going to be on semantics, because I want to focus on people that are okay, I'm learning front end, I want to see how I can style my work quicker and faster. This is one way of you to get your hands dirty, so to speak, and actually learn the nitty-gritties of it using your first framework. All right, so if you like this video, do well to like, subscribe, send to a friend to look at it. I'm sorry it was this long, right? I actually intended for it to be really, really, really short, but I guess there's a lot of things for me to tell you, and if I talk too fast you might not understand what I'm saying, and the point of this is for you to understand what I'm saying. Okay, so if you've enjoyed this video, please like, share, subscribe, share to a friend that is learning, right? And help people out. All right, I'll see you later. Bye bye.